Orange Cassidy, now you're potentially number one contender after Hangman loses. So you have Orange Cassidy, your number two contender, going against Penta, who had a big win last week, and who, anybody who watches Penta's work, they get it. They get it. And they know that if at any moment AEW was like, all right, we're pushing Penta to we're going to push him to another level. Anybody who watches this dude, anybody who watches the Lucha Bros, anybody who's down with the Death Triangle like I am, baby.
As you should be.
Know that, all right, sign me up right then and there, bro. I mean, if they said next week Penta was going to get a TNT title match against Darby and he beat him, I don't think anybody would be complaining. Everybody loves Penta when you watch this dude work. His chops are on another level. His submissions, he's so dirty, dude. He's so nasty when he just manipulates the arm. You could tell, and that little battle that he and Orange Cassidy had tonight was really fun. When he was trying to get him into the armbar and Orange Cassidy kept sliding his hand towards his pocket. I know I wasn't the only one that was loving the character work off between these two guys. Penta has that Sierra Mero. I butchered that. Sorry, I'm not. I wish SPD was here to roll the R's. Hey!
There he is. Speak of the devil.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah, but it's not as good as the Ray Phoenix R's, though.
Oh!
Keep it going.
Ray Phoenix!
Wow.
Oh,
that was your best one yet, baby. Wow, was that good? So SPD, we were just chatting about our crew, man. My crew, Death Triangle. We all have our own groups in this, but I know, dude, you are with me when you say Penta at any moment could break through to another level. That guy is he brings it week in, week out. I love his Batman look last week. I loved his
Samurai was awesome this week.
Samurai, angry. Yeah, that was a sweet look. And dude, this stuff with Alex is hilarious. Alex really is quickly becoming incredible talent on screen for AEW, and he's making Penta to be so much more approachable and funny. It makes his matches more of a spectacle. What did you think about this match, Bonds, as far as the number two, potentially number one contender going toe-to-toe with Penta after Penta's big win last week, and how this match ended? Because it really was Penta looked like he was in control. I mean, he almost hit that cradle pile driver, and then they had that microphone popped him right in the head. Orange Cassidy getting that big shot at the end. So this was a match where both these guys were very much presented as equals, which I was happy to see because I love both guys and they're very different. But what were your thoughts on this match, Bonds?
So this was probably my favorite match of the night. Frankly, bro. I think that this was a great back and forth between two guys who are very interesting characters. And they were able to kind of feed off each other the entire time. And it made for a really entertaining, just outside of the match itself. These guys it seemed like 5 minutes before the match started, they were messing with each other before the match. And it was entertaining. I didn't want it to stop. I was like, okay, man, I'm cool with these guys going at it. This is funny. They're able to really get the most. Again, this another example of these guys getting the most out of each other. I think that all of us are kind of back and forth on Orange Cassidy, but tonight, this was the perfect example of what he's great at, able to kind of troll his opponent. And these are the ultimate trolls back and forth. Penta's a great troll too, especially lately with Alex. He's been awesome. And going back to your other point, man, now that Hangman lost that opening match, that made this match a lot more important and interesting.
Right? Yeah.
Because if Hangman would have won, this match would have been a great win for Orange Cassidy, obviously. But the fact that Hangman lost, and now Penta's always a top guy, especially somebody who's hot right now as well. So Orange beats a hot contender himself, and then Hangman also loses, and we're all prisoners of the moment. So that could easily push up Orange into that next spot, in that top spot.
And what a perfect challenger for Kenny, right? I mean, Kenny being an ultimate heel, Orange Cassidy being truly one of the most like over baby faces in AEW, really like a genuine homegrown baby face that that all of us root for, like across the board. And Orange Cassidy could get like, and SPD, Kenny could do some damage on Orange, right? But Orange Cassidy is not, his character is basically bulletproof, man. Like even if he loses the Kenny, it's not, I mean, that's a win for him, right? That makes,
he was in that match is
if he can push Kenny Omega to his limits at some point, that's definitely a big thing for Orange Cassidy. That's just as much, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I think that it's a win-win. You and I have talked a lot about on this show. Sometimes you feel like, oh man, if they booked it Hangman versus Kenny, they would book themselves into a corner where Hangman feels like he can't afford that loss and Kenny's not going to lose the title. If Orange gets that match, it's a fun matchup. It's certainly a nice break, I think, away from how intense and the blood feud of Jon Moxley was for Kenny. I think that would be a nice like breather kind of main event championship match that could then tide him over to maybe he faces Miro, maybe he faces Hangman down the road. But I don't see Kenny losing his title anytime soon. But Orange Cassidy feels like the number one contender now after tonight. He's gonna get a shot.
I mean, I wasn't ready for Hangman to face Kenny just because I want more of a Hangman run and I want more of a build. He took this full year to build himself to the top and establish him as a, kind of a good direction, not necessarily lost person. And it's been fun to watch for sure. So to have that convincing loss, earlier in the show, I mean, convincing win by Brian Cage ultimately, and then kind of have him pivot towards something else for the time being, because I would want the Hangman Kenny saga near the decline of Kenny's run. Not necessarily. He's still climbing to the peak.
He just won another title.
He's not even at half elevation up, man. I mean,
go ahead.
I can't.
He's like not even halfway there, right?
Right. So I think it makes sense to have these unconvincing champions that could steal the title from him for now. Just kind of be fluff. I mean, I think we still see a heavy feud with the Mox, obviously, in Kingston, but. Orange, we've talked about it on Friday Night Fights at Fights. Orange Cassidy kind of fizzled out after his Jericho feud. He was built so high and now he was just kind of like done nothing. It's surprising how high he's ranked with how little he's wrestled in 2021. He has a very, very little bit time in the ring. I thought they'd be more steered towards, the best friends trio and trio matches and tag matches, thing like that. But it was nice to see this match. I loved it. The physicality, the pacing of it was really fun to watch. Penta's pacing in matches in general are always the spot on. I was a Penta fan before I'm a Ray fan, and because of the chops probably was the main reason. But I love his pacing. Even just like it's so annoying, for some people just taking off the glove and then just right in the face.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. That's freaking great.
So like I talked about pacing last week with Willie Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs, and I thought he did such a veteran pacing match with Christian Cage. He did so well, and I'm all for that. I think that really helps tell the story, and it made this match that much more meaningful and that much bigger win to me for Orange Cassidy.